Hey everyone, K-Swizzy here. So we've just wrapped up the Marathon Server Slam weekend, and I wanted to provide my honest thoughts, particularly that from the perspective of more of a casual extraction shooter player. I'm not a hardcore grinder, not sweating over meta builds, and coming from my very first extraction shooter being Arc Raiders, definitely more of a slower paced, more methodical type extraction when compared to Marathon. And even then, again, as a casual player, I really haven't put that many hours into Arc Raiders, and I was the more passive player coming up to other players saying, "Hey, friendly, friendly," right? Not engaging in the PvP. I was there really just for the PvE aspect of the game and thought it was really, really fun. I only ever played Arc Raiders in a team aspect. I never did play it solo. And so keep that in mind. That's kind of my basics of like where I came from in the extraction space. New player, uh, engaging in passive and not hardcore type of style, and wanted to try out Marathon. Now I'm somebody who's ever before, Arc Raiders, before any extraction shooters, I've played Bungie games, right? Halo, Destiny, many, many hours in both of those areas. Have loved those games over many years. Uh, Crucible and multiplayer matchmaking in Halo. I've played extensive amount of hours in that, but not really in the extraction shooter space. Even other games like Battle Royales, really haven't played a whole lot of them. Did some of, a little bit of Warzone, and that's about it. So very new to this type of gameplay, this type of game genre. And when it comes to Marathon, I feel like, especially as a casual player, the biggest hurdle is the culture when compared to Arc Raiders. Like Arc Raiders, very common, especially with their aggressive based matchmaking, that somebody who doesn't really engage in PvP in that game, I know I'm going to be facing PvP players, people that are looking for PvP in Marathon. It's shoot on sight. Very different style, very different culture from that of Arc Raiders. So I was very nervous when going to the game. I did not engage in the beta or alpha testing several months back. The reviews weren't very good. The YouTube videos I saw just really didn't capture my interest. But leading up to the Server Slam weekend, that was a different story. I just saw trailer after trailer and it just looked really good. The gameplay looked really good. The visuals looked really good. I know it's a little bit more controversial, but I'm of the opinion I love the art style in Marathon. I think it's fantastic. And then just being kind of overwhelmed though that I know I'm going to be facing players that are looking to kill me. There's no hopping on voice comms and saying friendly over here. So that was my concern. Despite it looking or like despite that concern, the gameplay looked really really good and caught my interest. So Server Slam weekend came, and I jumped right in. I played a little bit solo. I played a little bit with me and one friend with a Phil, and I also played with a full team, which I definitely 100% believe this game leans more towards the team aspect, having a full squad, not filling in. And solos was pretty fun, but I do think the game is a little bit better geared towards having a full team. Although Phil was honestly not bad. I had some fantastic games where I queued up solo and filled into another squad of two. And as a casual player, I actually loved Marathon. It was fantastic. The fast paced, much faster paced compared to that of Arc Raiders. I loved that. It felt similar to like something like Destiny or Crucible. Time to kill is really quite fast, which again, even though I died a lot, it was still really fun. The progression works really well. Every time I am done with a match, whether I fail or successfully extract, I'm getting XP. Like I'm kind of working towards and gaining reputation with my factions. If I complete the faction quest, but die, I'm still getting the completion for that faction quest, and my character power is continuing to increase. So whether I succeeded, whether I failed, I died, I still felt like I was making progress, improving my character. And dying sucks. It definitely sucks. It puts, it's a little bit of a setback, but it didn't feel as much of a setback to me as in Arc Raiders. Part of it is the crafting system in Arc Raiders, right? I have to craft new gear, I have to craft new stuff, and dealing with the inventory management was just a pain crafting it. Where in Arc Raiders, it's like, oh, I just grab the sponsored kit and let's go. Or I just go over to one of my factions that I've leveled up, like Cyber Acme or Traxxas, and just buy something. Oh, okay, I've got a little bit of credits. They're typically, the weapons are super cheap. Healing items were expensive, but I could just spend a few hundred credits. Boom, I've got some decent stuff. I can go back in for another round. And so whether I died or not, I felt like I was making progress and getting a more powerful character. And I was just ready to jump in. Like, I died, shoot, let's go again. Like, I'm ready. And I definitely died more. Like, I died more than I succeeded and killed enemy players. If we found enemy players, I think I died more often than maybe even the average. I failed to extract more often than I succeeded to extract, whether that be solo, fill, or even with a full squad. Again, I'm more casual. I think Marathon is a little bit more geared towards those hardcore players, at least compared to that of Arc Raiders. I have not played Tarkov. I know that's probably the true hardcore extraction shooter. Um, but providing you the review based on the experience that I have had in the past and had over the Marathon Server Slam weekend. Overall, my honest thoughts of the marathon, I actually really loved it. I am looking forward to Thursday. I can't wait for Thursday to start playing it some more. I know I'm going to die a lot. I know I'm going to lose some good gear that I'm going to be sad to lose. But every time I died in marathon, I was ready to jump into another one, just like immediately queue up again. So, as an extraction shooter player who kind of likes that more fast pace, I've learned compared to that of Arc Raiders, Marathon really clicked with me faster than I expected. I love the art style. I love the gameplay. The gunplay feels basically just like Destiny 2 weapons. And even dying didn't feel that punishing. So it was very much more catered, I feel like, from my experience, even though it's definitely PvP, I felt like as a casual player, the system still catered to me in a way that I could jump back in and play, even if I lose more often than I win. So that's my take on the Marathon Server Slam. If you played it too, I'd love to hear what your experience was like. Do you like the pacing? Do you like how it feels? What about your thoughts compared to Arc Raiders? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.